Welcome to another episode of Pizain's podcast. I am your host, Pizain the Pizain. Before I get started, please subscribe, follow, download our podcast, Three Bozos. You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, iHeartRadio, and I just set up Amazon Music today, so I'm going to test this out a little later. I think you can just say, Alexa, play Three Bozos, and boom, bitch, there you go. You got us on your Alexa. But I don't want to give you bad information. I'll confirm that next time we talk. So don't forget also social media. You can find us on X, TikTok, and Instagram. Just search for Three Bozos and look for the three scary looking clowns dressed all snazzy. That's us. Give us a follow. Give us a comment. Let us know you're there. We really appreciate it. Like always, let's start with the day in the Pizain the Pizain. It's Friday, and Friday means sushi. And what did we get at sushi? Well, I had a boat, motherfucker. Take a look at me. I had a boat, and it was full of sushi and sashimi. And then I had a sake and a Sapporo. That makes drinks of three. And that's what I had for dinner tonight with my family. Yes, me, the wife, and the little toddler. We went to sushi again tonight. And it was delicious as always. Yes, I love me some raw fish right down my gullet. It's very good. Other than that, I don't have much else that went on in the day of Pizain the Pizain. Just, life. That's all we ever do, all of us. Just one day at a time, getting through life. But let's all appreciate each of these days like we won't have another, because you never know what life will throw at you. Maybe you'll get hit by a bus. Maybe you won't. Who knows? But just don't forget. I don't know where I was going with that, honestly. Sometimes my thoughts, complete a full circle, and then sometimes that circle gets broken up and little tendrils of thoughts just go out into the abyss, and it just doesn't make sense. It happens to us all. We all lose our train of thought sometimes, but it's okay. Let's just move on to the story of the day. On to the news. Well, there's really only two stories going on in the news if you're paying attention. Trump got convicted, and Israel-Gaza. And honestly, Israel-Gaza makes me depressed, so I don't want to talk about that one today. So we will go more in depth to the Trump guilty convictions, and going to my trusty libertarian reason.com, free minds and free markets. Today's story is Donald Trump. The prosecution's story about Trump features several logical, impossible claims. Oh no. Whatever Trump did after the 2016 presidential election, it seems safe to say that it did not retroactively promote his victory. This is a very confusing story, I think, for the person who's only kind of half paying attention. It's like you really have to dive in deep. If you're just surface level looking at this, it's like you got people who just say Trump bad, Trump evil, glad he got convicted. Abia can't fucking talk today. Or you have the people on the right, they say, oh, he got screwed. He didn't do anything wrong. Now I'm here kind of in the middle. Dumping. I told you I can't fucking talk today. I don't know what's going on with me. jumping right into the meat of the story to see the truth. So let's begin. Last January, Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg summed up his case against Donald Trump this way. We allege falsification of business records to the end of keeping information away from the electorate. It's an election interference case. That gloss made no sense because the records at the center of the case, 11 invoices, 11 checks, and 12 ledger entries that allegedly were aimed at disguising a hush money reimbursement as payment for legal services, were produced after the 2016 presidential election. At that point, Michael Cohen, Trump's lawyer, had already paid porn star Stormy Daniels $130,000 to keep her from talking about her alleged 2006 sexual encounter with Trump, and Trump had already been elected. Let me just kind of go over the timeline of this. This is like a lot. This started in 2006. Okay. That's like almost 20 years ago. You got, what, 18 years if I'm doing my math correctly, which I'm kind of a fucking idiot, so maybe I'm not, but I think it's 18 years. 18 years ago, he apparently had sex with a porn star. Then in 2016, 10 years after that, they pay her off to shut up about it and not, so it doesn't interfere with his election. Honestly, it didn't fucking matter. Everybody kind of knew what Trump was. If it came, it already had come out at that point anyway, so it didn't really matter. Now we're in 2024, so almost 10 years after that, 8 years after that, and he is finally being convicted for paying her hush money with campaign funds, illegally doctored bullshit. It's confusing, and it's over a really long period of time. And I mean, I've said it before, but it's all just so convenient, the timing of it all. It's like it was planned this way, and that is not. I don't really think that's the courts should not be used as a plaything for opposition to get to basically, Trump's chances at making it to president again. So anyway, let's continue on. The prosecution's case against Trump, which a jury found persuasive enough to convict him of all 34 counts yesterday, was peppered with temporal puzzles like this one. A New York Times editorial concedes that many experts have expressed skepticism about the significance of this case and its legal underpinnings, which employed an unusual legal theory to seek a felony charge for what is commonly a misdemeanor. Yet the Times also claimed that the jury found Trump guilty of falsifying business records to prevent voters from learning about a sexual encounter that he believed would have been politically damaging. So how did records created in 2017 prevent voters from learning about the Daniels trice before they cast their ballots the previous year? So this is kind of where your biases come in, where when he does say things like, where the trial took place and, the judge and all that stuff. Yeah, the payments happened before the 2016 election, but what they convicted him of, the falsifying of records, didn't happen until after. So I am very confident that once he goes through this appeals process, that nothing's going to happen. As I said this yesterday, fuck all is going to happen with all of this. This is all just a dog and pony show to lower his approval rating with independents and people who haven't decided yet on who they're going to vote for. So when election time does come around, it just, bashes his popularity with those people, and Biden wins that way. I don't think he's ever going to go to jail for it. I think nothing's really going to happen with any of this stuff. But let's continue on some more. The editorial characterization of Cohen's payments to Daniels is confounding for a similar reason. A payoff like this is not illegal by itself, the Times concedes. What makes it illegal is doctoring business records to mask its true purpose, which prosecutors said was to hide the story from the American people to help Mr. Trump get elected. Again, the doctoring of business records happened in 2017. Contrary to what the Times claim, it did not retroactively make the Daniels payment illegal. The Times also said the verdict established that Mr. Trump committed crimes in hiding pertinent information about himself from the American people for the purpose of influencing the 2016 presidential election. They all do that. They all do that. I mean, you had a similar thing going on with Joe Biden and with Hunter Biden and the laptop story. Now, the difference being it did not happen specifically to Joe Biden, but the whole thing with the Hunter Biden laptop story was blatant lie. Remember, it comes out and they say that it's Russian disinformation. They had all these ex-CIA experts come out and say, Russian disinformation, don't believe this. And it was all a lie. It was all false. It was a jump the gun. As soon as it comes out, they say that it was a lie. And yeah, it was all true. It ended up all being true. And they even did polls saying that if people knew that the whole Hunter Biden laptop was not Russian misinformation, if it was true, which it ended up being, that it would have affected their vote. But then again, now you have this thing with Donald Trump, and they're trying to say the same thing. But I guess the key difference is one happened to Hunter and one happened to the actual presidential nominee. So I don't know. Honestly, you can continue on with this story, and it's just there's so many holes in this thing. This is not like an open and shut deal. It's kind of weird. This whole thing is just weird. And I don't know. It's going to continue on in the news cycles, keep on going. Day after day. Hopefully I'll have something better to talk about next week. Maybe something new will come up in the news. I'm already kind of sick of talking about it. But anywho, we might be going with a short one tonight. That's Friday. We all got shit to do. It's the weekend, like tomorrow. You know what? I'll talk about tomorrow because I won't be able to talk about it. Maybe on the three bozos. I'll talk with them a little, but we're going to go do some more brunch tomorrow. I don't think I'm going to do the bottomless mimosas this time. It kind of gave me a tummy ache last time. Maybe I'll do me a Bloody Mary. They got some Bloody Marys there that, seem pretty good. Maybe some chicken and waffles. Everybody likes a good chicken and waffle. So we shall see. I don't know. Well, like all episodes, let's end this bitch on a today in history. Poet Walt Whitman was born in 1819. London's Big Ben ticks for the first time in 1859. Clint Eastwood was born in 1930. Brooke Shields was born in 1965, and Watergate secret source Deep Throat is revealed in 2005. And here's a little quote from Mr. Walt Whitman himself, who, honestly, I didn't even know who Walt Whitman was until I watched Breaking Bad. And, well, I don't want to spoil Breaking Bad for you if you've never seen it, but there's a big key revealing moment in there which involves Mr. Walt Whitman. He who does great deeds does them from his innate sensitivity to moral beauty. I aim for great deeds with this show, with my innate sensitivity and observation of moral beauty around me. What I like to do is observe this moral beauty, put it into story form, and present it to you people who listen. Don't forget to subscribe, follow, download. You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio, Google Podcast, and soon Amazon Music, where you can say, hopefully, Alexa, play Three Bozos, and hear our lovely, soothing voices at your leisure. You can find us on social media, X, TikTok, Instagram. Search Three Bozos. Look for the three scary clowns wearing suits, and that's us. Give us a follow, comment, and all that good stuff. Well, that's all I have for you guys today. Yippee-yo. Let's go. See ya.